Welcome, welcome, welcome once again, our dear viewers, to yet another episode of the Tourism in Uganda show right here on BTM TV. My name is Queen Hasfa, and I'm so excited to walk this tourism journey with you as we showcase the richness of our very beautiful nation. Remember, you can catch Tourism in Uganda on BTM TV every Sunday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Remember me in your blood, in your dreams, in the whisper of rain. For I am not just land, I am living spirit. I am Africa, I am the mother, I am the song of creation.
Welcome to Uganda, a land of beauty, culture, and warm smiles, where every tribe tells a story and every drumbeat speaks identity. Welcome, let's tour Uganda together. In today's episode, we are diving right into culture tourism. And before we proceed, I want to ask you a very simple question. Do you know your culture? Or how well do you know your culture? Today, move with me as we explore Ewaffe Culture Village, Entebbe Road branch. This is one of the places where culture is not only preserved, but also lived. We are going to be witnessing very many aspects of culture: food, traditions, storytelling, wear, traditional wear, and very many things that which child needs to know about our culture. Here with me, I have a very beautiful lady that we met here at Ewaffe Culture Village, and I would request her to introduce herself so that we can continue knowing more about the village.
Hi, our viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. My name is Aisha Nabwanika, and I'm the CEO and the founder of Ewaffe Culture Village. This is an eco-culture tourism center, and we are in two locations, one in Nagalama, that is Mukono district along Kayunga Road, and then we've just opened up our new branch right here in Entebbe. It's just 15 minutes away from the airport, and we showcase a traditional lifestyle of an indigenous Ugandan.
All right, straight to why we are here. Our viewers would love to know, what is the importance of such cultural villages?
Yes, that's a beautiful question. Thank you so much. Well, before I even dive into the importance of culture villages, I'll just explain to people what is a culture village in a case of Ewaffe Culture Village. So Culture villages in Uganda play a crucial role because one, they preserve our culture. You know, Uganda is a beautiful country. We have over 54 different cultures, all of them unique in their way of life, in the food, in the language, in so many things. So, but we are all Ugandans despite the diversities. So culture villages like Ewaffe here in particular, it is preserving the Buganda culture. Buganda as a tradition or as a culture in itself is one of the I could say the largest in East Africa. We have the systems, our cultures, we value them so much. The people love their culture and the king. So that is why we thought that Ewaffe can come up, one, to preserve, but then to also showcase. Because there are so many people out there who are looking out for these culture centers to know what are the cultural practices, what are the values, how is the language, how is the food, how does it taste like. So Ewaffe does all this basically for the Buganda culture. I know there are other also culture villages elsewhere, but for this particular one, it is preserving the Buganda culture and then also showcasing it as a tourism product.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That is beautiful. Another thing we would love to know, because the people or our elders have known about culture, have loved to pass it on, but then they're supposed to be passing it on to the younger generation that seems quite uninterested in culture or maybe unaware.
Yeah.
So how would you urge the youth through this culture center to take part more in what happens in their culture and maybe knowing more about their culture?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. It's actually a myth or a misconception that culture is only loved or practiced by the elder people.
Okay.
Yes, whereas it could be true at some point, it's because those people have lived it. And the young generation today has really picked on what I could call the Western culture or influence. People are on phones, so they've traveled, when they think of these cultural practices like keeping water in a pot, they'll be like, those are for long ago.
Oh, yeah.
But not knowing that these are the things, these were innovations by our grandparents that kept them living, okay?
Yeah.
Living for longer, living healthier. That's why we are having today diseases that are even unknown. It could be from perhaps the practices that we are no longer, we are no longer participating in. So, so places like Ewaffe are here for the young generation to come and experience what perhaps they've not actually seen before. Yeah. So we make it fun, we make it more engaging. For this particular one in Entebbe, it's a bit shorter and it is targeting tourists. But the one in Nagalama, it takes about 5 to 6 hour experience where there is food, you engage in collecting water in the well. So through the fun, people are reminded of where they came from, of how their parents were practicing some of these things. And for even if you're not doing it today in your home, but at least know it, understand it, that peeling matoke is like this and doing this, it meant this. So through that, we will pass it over to even our children. And our children, by them learning, they also pass it on to the future generation as well.
All right, thank you. To our youth viewers out there, now you know that culture is not just for the elderly, it is not for the grown people like we think. It is for us to live, for acknowledge, and to respect.
Yes.
Lastly, I'll have another question. How important are these culture villages in the tourism sector of Uganda?
That's a good question. Well, tourism as a sector is one of the key sectors globally. But when I scale down here to Uganda, it is one of the key sectors identified actually for the tenfold growth strategy for Uganda under the ATMs. So it is a key sector to improve employment, to add on our GDP, employ a couple of youths and all that. So tourism is very key, and Uganda is blessed.
Okay.
Despite our rich diversity in the wildlife, we are also rich with our cultures, like I said, with over our 54 different cultures. And I believe, and to me, I think that we've overdealt so much with our wildlife and leaving out so much with our culture. Imagine all these different 54 different cultures, all of them unique in their way of life, food, name it, language, dress code, name it. So all those are products that are, I could say, low-hanging fruits for the sector to harness. So it is critical that culture is one that makes a country even more identical. Because, I mean, wildlife, you'll see the same lion in Machon, it will be the same in Serengeti or in magical Kenya right here. So culture is what will make us unique. The way we make our gomesi, the coffee we take and how we make it, we brew it from tree to cup. Talk about how we prepare our luombo. That is what is going to make us different, okay? And then also when we bring in the aspect of food, there's nowhere you're going to eat luombo apart from Uganda. I much you move in all these different countries, the best luombo, you'll have it right here. So that gives us a competitive advantage beyond all these different countries. So it is worth harnessing, it is worth investing, it is worth supporting people who are into culture tourism development.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Aisha. That was a very, very fruitful interaction, and I'm sure our viewers have gotten the best out of it. So we shall be continuing from there, and we are going to dive deeper into the all highlighted aspects of culture right here at Ewaffe Culture Village. Like she said, we have the Entebbe branch and we have another branch in Galama Mukono. Thank you very much.
Rama Steven, cultural guide at Ewaffe Culture Center, Entebbe branch. So here we are trying to show you the process of how we make baka cloth from tuber tree. But before going in the process, we have to know where the baka cloth originated from. So back then, we have to know that there were no clothes or any linen materials that people could put from that time. So with the time, they could improvise so that they don't move naked. They first put on tree leaves, they first put on animal skins, but with the time, baka cloth was discovered. So it was discovered by a gentleman called Kabogoza, and he was doing his hunting process or hunting activities in the wild. He wanted something that he could use to tie a trap for hunting, but he got a bark from a tree. By that time, he wanted to, as he was trying to soften it or by beating it, he realized that it is expanding and becoming soft, so that he can make a rope from it. So with the time and the frequent innovations and creativity, it was crafted into a cloth. But it was first reserved for the king. It was for only royal. And from that time, Ngonge clan and Kabogoza was given a prime responsibility of crafting baka cloth for the king and the royal family members. Specifically for that, the commoners were mainly putting on we are remain putting on animal skins, and that's why the name Amakopi, because Amaliba it's Amakopi, that's where the name Amakopi comes from. So they remain putting on animal skins. So with the time, during the reign of Sekabaka Semakokilo, he passed a decree which allowed all his subjects in the Buganda kingdom to plant mutuba tree. So when he allowed Baganda to plant mutuba tree, it was like a clear allowance for all the Baganda to start crafting baka cloth from mutuba tree, because the more they planted, the more they got the source of baka cloth making from mutuba tree. Then with the time, we received the colonialization. So when the colonization came in, they introduced linen material. So when they introduced linen material, they had to minimize or to undermine the value of baka cloth, because baka cloth was competing with the cotton, of which they could not allow it to persist or to remain, as yet they want to promote the cash value of their cotton materials. So missionaries came in during the process of colonization, and when they came in, they turned baka cloth into a satanic material. So it was mainly reserved for only cultural related significances, and people were prohibited from using it, and they started adopting cotton and linen materials. So with that, the use of baka cloth remained for cultural purposes, and people ignored it. So, but with the time, they introduced cotton, so they introduced coffee. And we have to know that beyond the provision of baka cloth, mutuba tree has another importances. First of all, coffee grows well under mutuba tree. So with that, they allowed the Baganda to replant mutuba tree so that they can provide the fertilizer and shade for the coffee that was introduced by then. So with the time, the spirit of baka cloth making, it started coming to normal. So people started also crafting baka cloth from mutuba tree because they had planted then and they knew skills with the time. But at the end of colonization, we saw that mainly colonialism and their masters, they had undermined most of the cultural materials. So when they set up United Nations and UNESCO agents that is specifically concerned for education, innovation and cultural heritage, they realized that they have to revitalize the idea of baka cloth making because kubanga it was only found in Uganda, and if they left it to die, it was the cultural value and the heritage in it was going to disappear. So they started a project of revitalizing and bringing baka cloth making to normal. So those projects started we are mainly focusing on research, we are mainly focusing on innovation and improving on the craft. So with the time, so that baka cloth making started becoming to normal. Right now when we are talking, baka cloth making is still under the endangered cultural heritage of humanity because due to modernization and the technology, skills for making this cloth is dying. Few people are interested in buying materials and attires that are crafted from baka cloth. And due to increased religion, whereby religion undermines the cultural significance of baka cloth making, it is soon dying. But in that, we are calling for action to sensitize the public to plant more mutuba trees, as well as buy products that are made from baka cloth. Because when you buy products, you're supporting the skills in the community, and you're also providing livelihood for the community. And beyond that, it is a sustainable material. The more you plant mutuba tree, you mitigate climate change. You also we know that what comes with climate change, and mutuba tree is one of the indigenous species. So that's what I can talk about the brief background about mutuba tree, unless when you have another question.
All right. One other thing we would love to know. Now we know that we are going to plant the mutuba tree, very many more of them, and we know we can get clothes out of the back cloth. What else apart from clothing can be made out of the back cloth itself?
Baka cloth as a product, as a final product, has very many values beyond making a cloth.
Okay.
When you go, right now I can tell you that in Germany is getting a lot of money from baka cloth, more than we the indigenous.
Okay.
When you find that in the bands they are making, car seats and fittings, they are designed using baka cloth product.
Okay.
In some, you find in some luxury hotels, you find that the furniture fitting, wall decorations, they are using baka cloth product. You find a lot of fashion materials, jackets, bags, bangles, shirts made of baka cloth product. So meaning that it is beyond having that only cultural significance, but it is a commercial product if we turn it into a commercial use like other products.
All right, thank you very much. To our dear viewers, you're out there looking for a source of income, please come to Ewaffe Culture Village, learn how to make back cloth from the mutuba tree and get yourself a financial stream. Welcome back from the back cloth making session. Hope you all had fun and learned pretty much. Now, like we said, it has very many importances. There is also another use, that is decoration in houses, as ceilings, like you can see here. And we are going right to our next aspect of culture, which is dressing. We're going to be looking at the gomasi, which is the traditional wear from the Buganda kingdom. And I am excited to be dressed in gomesi today.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you.
My name is Aisha once again, and I'll be taking you through the process of our traditional attire or our traditional dress code. So in Buganda here, central Uganda,
Yes.
we have attires. This is a gomasi or gomesi, depends where you're coming from. That name Gomez, it came from a gentleman called Gomez. He was an European who had a school in Gayaza boarding. So when later in the night it was cold, and he needed like a uniform for the students. Okay. And he thought about something like this, which was a cloth warm, and it could fit, you know, entirely the entire body. So now Ugandans, you know, with their localizing, from his name Gomez, they called it gomesi.
All right. Do we still have schools that put on gomesi as the uniform?
Absolutely, yes. Though it has a little shifted, like in terms of design, but there are schools that still have with this kind of design.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, that would be nice.
Some people call it boarding. It's because they used to put it on during
boarding school.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So that's why they call it boarding over gomesi. And in Uganda here, it's not only put on by the Baganda only. Even Basoga put it on, Bagisu put it on, a few other tribes put it on, but it's more here in the central region. So it is gomesi for the women, and then there's what they call a kanzu for the men. We will see more details on when do we put on kanzu, and also some other significances. So for yourself right now, we will try the gomesi.
All right, I'm excited to be trying the gomesi.
So,
which part is this? Because I'm seeing it has very many parts.
That is where I was going. So this is the gomesi. But for the gomesi, you don't just put it on alone. There are additives like a chikoi. This is a typical chikoi, Ugandan chikoi. What is the importance of chikoi? So chikoi is the first cloth you tie, like I'm going to do with you, and then you put on the gomesi next, and then we'll finalize it with a sash, or what you call it, tambala, to finalize, you know, the beauty of the dress.
Right.
So we'll go ahead, just spread your legs right a little bit like
Why
this.
do I have to spread my legs like this?
So that it's not so tight and you're able to walk properly.
Oh, so the distance as I spread my legs enables me to walk when it's ready.
To walk properly, because if you tie it so, if you wrap it so tight, it may be hard for you a bit too.
It's supposed to be from up here?
Yeah, but we are going to roll it down a bit, because it even gives it very good shape. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just put this to be like our knot.
Is this supposed to be a shoelace, or there is
Not necessarily, as long as it's
something to keep it tight?
Yes, tight, and you're comfortable with it. Not necessarily, but for us we got this shoelace.
All right.
Then we'll drop it.
Okay, is there a pattern we follow while dropping it?
Not necessarily, you just drop it. And just check at the back. So these days people have actually now started selling because like this when they're ready. You just put it on, without the hassle of looking for something to tie it, or it's just for simplicity. So this is our blue gomesi. This is more of like a function dress or functional gomesi for functions, for wedding. So different occasions had different
gomeses?
Yes. Like if you're going to that garden, you just put on something really simple. If you're going to dig in the garden, or if you're just being at home, staying at home with your your spouse or children. So we could just put on a slightly...
What brings out the simplicity or complexity? Is it because of the texture?
Sometimes it's the color, texture, the weight. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is what differentiates it. So these are the, of course, the buttons.
All right.
So
where do
like
I put
said,
this part?
this you fix it right there. Inside it has to go like as if. So now, since now we are dressing up for like a function,
Okay.
we are going to make some designs in this.
Oh,
Yeah.
if we are not going for
If
a
it's not for
function,
function, you could just let it be, just tie it and drop it. But
Oh.
since now we are, let's say we are going for someone's wedding, right?
we are elegant guests here.
Hmm.
Okay. Is this the only design there is for the gomesi, for elegant wear?
For elegant wear, now this is very key. They call them the kuogola. It has to come out very, very well. Yes.
What do I consider? How do I not put this particular one this side?
No, because this is already this is the front, this is the back. So you need to make sure that the last, the outer part
Is okay.
Yes,
All right.
So then this is our sash.
Okay.
It's a bit longer, but
I have seen people fidget with this one.
this, yes. It needs a bit of skill.
Do you have a cheat code for this particular sash?
For this one you
Yes.
just have to learn a little bit. As long as you make one, let's see.
Which one is that?
Yes, cheat code.
Yes.
Like that.
I've watched somewhere and they're saying the left one should come on top and then the right one bottom, and they make it easy like that.
This is a good one. So now, of course, yes, one that is gone, you won't fold again, it should be a bit longer. Yeah? Because this is what you're going to fold again. So, because the beauty is for it to balance a little bit. Yeah, for it to look nice.
Right.
Just make this a bit tighter. So this is a bit new, but yeah, just trying to balance a bit. So just leave this part to drop. So usually gomeses are very good with a bit of raised heel.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know you set back.
All right.
Yeah. So simply that is about it with our sash. So the sash is also just it for this.
Is it
Can blend it. It's to tie, of course, but then you should blend it with the color of the gomesi.
You should make sure you're not color crashing with the gomesi.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Our viewers will tell us if I look beautiful in the gomesi today. And yeah, I feel beautiful.
So we'll have a gentleman as well. Try out the kanzu. You can just give us a little brief. Then
All right. I'll leave him to have the kanzu.
Uganda, it is a traditional wear for men. Okay. So we are going to go to know how was the kanzu introduced, how it started being a traditional wear. So we started about baka cloth, like a gomesi for the ladies as a traditional wear in Uganda Kingdom, and other cultures that are related to Uganda or that near in Uganda, like basoga, like the gishus. A kanzu, it is a traditional wear for men. We studied about baka cloth, we learned some information about baka cloth. It was the initial or the first traditional wear. Later, the Arabs, due to their coming at the coast of East Africa and later in interior, they introduced Arab material, Arab robe as a cloth. But when Kabaka saw a kanzu, it was like a sign of superiority. It was a bit different from baka cloth. So he first used it as a superior cloth for court session and ruling. kati awo kabaka n'agifuula ekyambalo ekya kooti. Naye the Baganda, because of their creativity and innovation, they changed by a kanzu from the Arab design into this local design we are seeing. So they included these embroidery marks we are seeing nga gye tuyita omuleera mu Luganda. So okujawula ku y'omuwalabu oba
ekitegeeza ey'omuwalabu teriiko eyo muleera.
Ey'omuwalabu teriiko guno muleera. So guno omuleera gwe gugifuula ekanzu ey'ennono ne material gyekolebwamu.
Ey'omuwalabu ekolebwa mu material ki era neekolebwa mu material ki ekigifuula.
Bw'otunuulira no material ono wa silk. Ali bw'omuwulirako alinga ashayininga naye ate n'oba ogenda ku mukolo ogw'ennono or any traditional ceremony in Buganda and you go put on the Arab design of a kanzu, you're not accepted. You will be accepted, but for traditional occasions it is not applicable.
Mikolo ki gye twogerako gino egy'ennono gye batakkiriza mwami na kanzu y'Abawarabu wabula nga bamwetazaayo na kanzu efaanana bw'etyo?
Emikolo egy'ennono okugeza bwe tubeera mu mikolo mu nsinza y'ekinnansi oba gye twandiise okusamira, kyekino ekyambalo ky'olina okuteekako ng'omwami oba omusajja. Kati gwe omukyala era ogenda ne gomasi yo, naye tekiri necessarily nti you go with the gomasi ng'otaddeko ekitambaala. Bwe tubeera mu mikolo gyaffe egy'okuziika nga bagenda osumikira omusika, ekanzu eno yeekozesebwa. Mu mikolo egy'okwanjula n'okuwasa, ekanzu eno y'ennono yeekola ki? Yeetaagisibwa era yeetwalibwa. Yes.
Kale tweyanziza, tusaba kutulagako ng'oyambadde kanzu eyo era tulabe butya na misoso ki egigiriko yo ng'ekanzu ng'ogyambala, kiki ky'ogoberera na kiki ky'otagoberera.
Ekanzu eno ng'eyambalibwa yasooka kwambalibwa nga bw'ogiraba nti ng'oli agikwata n'agyambala mu mbeera eya bulijjo. Mu mbeera eya bulijjo ng'ekanzu eyambalibwa bw'eti nga yakazuulwa oba yakavumbulwa. Naye bwe twafuna kamaluko
n'okutunnyonnyolako nti we have seen in a gomesi we put the chikoi first. Does the kanzu just come alone plain like that, or is it a must? There must be a trouser inside, or what else is supposed to be with a kanzu while dressing it up?
Okay. Ekanzu yasooka kwambalibwa bw'eti. Naye bwe mu budde obwa colonization, during that period of colonization, more innovation were introduced. So the Europeans introduced a coat. Nti ng'oteekako a coat, but traditionally it was like this. Naye era bw'oba ogyambala, you have to put something inside, a trouser, because you don't know what will happen. An accident can happen when inside there is nothing.
Can I just put in a short inside?
It can also work.
Oh, isn't it transparent for just a short?
It depends on the occasion for you're going in. When you go for a occasion like introduction, a wedding, not to ashame the family where you're going, it is a must, it is unadvisable to put in a longer trousers. Okwambala n'oggumira, mu Luganda kibayita okwambala ng'oggumidde. Ekanzu eno bw'eba eyambalibwa mu mikolo egisinga, olaba abantu ng'agikuttemu bw'ati azinaawogola ng'agisitudde oba ottattanya ekitiibwa ky'ekkanzu. Like you're undermining the cultural value of the kanzu. Most of people do it unknowingly. Naye kanzu tolina gikola ki? Gikwatako kujambula kukunukira. Era bw'oba ogula kyandibadde kirungi n'ogula design that is design and the size that fits you well. Instead of going on occasion and start holding a kanzu like this, because when you're holding it, you don't know what you're showing to other people. They are not interested in seeing what is inside.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now, our dear viewers, any gentleman out there putting on a kanzu and you're pulling it up, it is prohibited in culture, you are not supposed to show what is inside your kanzu because at that moment it is an undergarment. All right, what else do we need to know about the kanzu?
So a kanzu in some traditional occasions like funeral rites,
Okay.
or funeral ceremonies, we always see they wear or they put on this baka cloth for the hair or the musika. It is one of the cultural significance of the kanzu and the baka cloth. Mulaba nti ne ku coronation kabaka atekako olubugo. Or the baka cloth, it is a traditional wear lwe lubugoyo lw'Omuganda ddala lumanyiddwa. So ekyo ekikola kibakola kiba kyakusumukira musika, bamusiba luno okola ki, bamusibako olubugo
nga lubalaba balumusibyeko kulaga
mu size, bamusibako olubugo luno nga luyitamu nga ne lumuyitamu bwe luti.
bamusibako lwa nsonga ki? Twandyagadde okumanya mulabi alaba nti lwaki baba bamusibako olubugo olwo era ne kabaka nga bamutikkira lwaki bamuteekako olubugo?
Mu mbeera ey'ennono, we believe that this was the first cloth for the Baganda. Okay. And our first ancestors and grands didn't put on kanzu like this.
Okay.
They didn't put on cotton materials.
Yes.
They put on products or clothing material crafted from baka cloth. Okay. This one signifies that you have inherited your ancestor or skidde bajjajjaabo. Bajjajjaabo, it is called olubugo.
Yes.
Mu lubugo kigamba nti bajjajjaabo okubugiriza.
Okay.
Okay, your spirit be with you. Kino kye kyambalo okuba nti the person you have inherited, he also inherited some spirit. Now that person has become a dead person. It ceases to be a living person. Then the dead, one of the cultural significance of Lubugo, they are supposed to be buried in Lubugo in Uganda, in Uganda culture. Meaning that this is the cloth that is
carries on the blessings of
the blessings
the
from the ancestors.
Okay.
Olubugiriza emizimu. Mbeere yenno.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now we know that lubugo is not just an attire, and on those specific occasions, it is used to commemorate the ancestors. And it is some of the functions that it is necessarily put on is during burial ceremonies and during the coronation celebrations of the Kabaka of Buganda Kingdom. All right, so for old schools, tourists, culture lovers that would love to have a cultural experience here in Central Buganda, I'll leave Madam Aisha to give us one last word for what you are supposed to expect here at Ewaffe Culture Village. What is here and what should you expect?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Our beautiful tourists right there, tour operators, guides, school-going children, parents, and you're looking for a place where your people, your family can experience our Ugandan culture, an immersive one where you participate, enjoy, have the food. Ewaffe Culture Village is the place. We are located in Nagalama Mukono, that is along Kayunga Road. It's just about 1.5 hours from Kampala. And then with our new branch, which is just 15 minutes away from the airport, it is in Katabi, where you have this particular experience. Please reach out to us. We are online with our website being www.ewaffe.ug. You will be able to find all the information about us, and then also call us on 0781 57 1998 to have this particular experience.
All right, so please tell us, we are seeing some products here at Ewaffe. Please tell us about these products and why someone would be eager to pick maybe a part when they are here?
Okay, that's very good that you asked. Yes, as we're offering this beautiful culture experience about our culture, someone would want to take away something, what they call a souvenir. It could be a pack of coffee, it could be mushroom, it could be maybe a gomesi, or someone maybe is interested in this particular pot. So every time a visitor visits a place, they will always want to go back with a souvenir to show that I was in this particular country. So as Ewaffe, we have started this to work with different artisans, producers, local producers, mainly women, who are producing goods and products that are unique to us, like this mushroom. It is unique to us as a country. Look at the coffee. Uganda is #1 coffee producer. So we have these products right here for tourists and visitors to take a souvenir back home. So they vary in prices, but they're locally made, originally made. That is why we call them made in Uganda products.
All right, we still have more products over here. We have these. I'll let Madam Asha tell us more about them.
So this is a basket as well, which we use right here, but also more for sale. We have some more still on sale. So people can take them for decorative purposes, for use at home, you know. So rollover basket is very key right here in Uganda.
And lastly, the most exciting part of our trip at Ewaffe Culture Village today, I had a look at an ancient fridge. Here with us we have very clean, authentic, healthy water to drink, and it is kept in a pot. Like you can see, taken in a bamboo cup. I'll take a sip. So this water is very cold, very tasteful. It has a very nice aroma. I've never had a taste of water with this good aroma, but when you keep it here, when they keep water in a pot, an ancient dispenser, other things you should appreciate about culture, you will find this water very nice, very appetizing, very good to drink, and very addictive. So this and more is found at Ewaffe Culture Village, here at Entebbe Road, and another bigger and better branch in Nagalama Kayunga Road in Mukono district. Please pay a minute and visit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our dear viewers. Hope you had a nice time at Ewaffe Culture Village, where we dived deeper into the Buganda culture, how it is preserved and lived at the same time. We shall be bringing you many more cultures from Uganda, and remember to tune in every Sunday 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Queen Hasfa, Becca Rains behind the camera, my dear producer Winter, and our today's episode sponsor Ngoni Safaris, around there in Chirika. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.